396-2657.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Midday with Joe.
All right, time for Midday with Joe. Joe Martone is the Joe I'm referring to, and he's in the studio right now
hello.
Spend the middle of the day with me and Robin.
Hello, am I on?
I don't think I hear anybody. You hear anybody, Robin? I don't hear anybody talking. I hear somebody talking?
You're talking out of the side of your mouth, fella.
I smell good coffee, though, so Joe must be here somewhere.
I wonder who made that coffee.
Well, just look in the video. What is this? It's Pike's Place Roast from Seattle. I wonder who made that. Gee, how about Starbucks?
How about Larry made the coffee?
Larry made the coffee. Joe's drinking it. Thank you, Larry, for making the coffee. And I'm Joe drinking it. So if you stop at the Starbucks Mall here, that's Starbucks Mall. Yeah, if they get big enough. Starbucks in the Paddock Mall, they have these on the shelf. You buy them, but don't forget, which I almost did, ask them to grind it for you because it's coffee beans.
Yeah.
I grabbed it and went, okay, but I grabbed it from the top. And then as I was going to the cashier, I grabbed the sides. I went, wait a minute. She said, did you want that grounded? I said, yes, please. Is it going to be done in a percolator or in a coffee, like we have, a coffee maker?
Ah, it makes a difference.
Different grade.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So this is Starbucks medium roast. There you go.
Nice.
It tastes so good.
All right, so I have a great topic. I think you're going
that's better than the crappy one.
I think you're going to run with this one. Can I tell a quick little story?
As you usually do, I like to hear your story.
Sundays, when I was a kid, I'd come home from Sunday school, and my father would say to me, Larry, can you go down to the candy store and pick me up a newspaper?
Oh.
And I would say, Dad, which one? And he said, the one with Dick Tracy on the outside. And I knew right away. So, and then we bring
the newspaper with Dick Tracy on the outside?
They always wrapped it with the comic section.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
So ours was on the inside.
So anyway, I would bring it home, and Dondi was on the other side. Dondi was on one side, Dick Tracy was on the other side.
Okay.
So I would give it to my father, and he would hand me the comic section.
Yeah,
so then you go to the living room floor.
And there you are.
So that's what I want to talk about.
But New York had the thick newspaper. I mean, it was huge. It was almost as big as a phone book.
It was gigantic.
New Haven was like that too. It was a big New Haven Register was the name of the paper.
Well, Star Banner was a pretty big paper for a while too.
It was pretty big.
He brushes it off.
Yeah.
You don't.
I'm sorry. Ocala is not a big city. Never was a big city.
But the Ocala Star Banner has published some big newspapers.
Really?
Oh, I can tell you one that I know for a fact.
Okay.
Nobody's going to remember this. July 4th, 1976.
Oh, yeah, it was July 4th. Yeah.
It was the bicentennial.
Oh, so they had a lot of stuff in it.
If you were around that day,
I wasn't here.
I want to tell you that everybody who carried that newspaper, like me, had more weight to carry than ever.
One of those special editions.
So anyway, we're here to talk about the comic section.
Well, see, newspapers, Larry, we had a morning and an evening edition at one time. Do you remember that? They had the morning edition, then they had the evening edition.
We did too.
We
had to, yeah.
Well, back in those days, the Star Banner had only an afternoon paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then they, except for Sunday. Sunday was a morning paper.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. And it was thick. And they had all the inserts, right? All the inserts.
Yeah.
Some of the stories, yeah. Yeah, that was great.
But I don't want to talk about the paper. I want to talk about the comics. So I'm going to name one. And it's you could have been a comic strip guy. I've seen your art. You used to leave me little drawings all the time. And I saved them for a long time.
And they finally threw them out.
No, we put them in a scrapbook.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, because your 50th anniversary in broadcasting is coming up. We have it on the calendar.
The ancient one.
We have it on the calendar.
We do. We have it on the calendar.
So we have them all. We're ready to go. We're going to make posters.
How many more years I have to go before that happens?
It's September 1st, sir.
This year?
This year.
Get out of here.
That's what you said.
You told us this.
1968, I started.
No, about 6 years ago. 1968 plus 50 is 2018.
Oh, okay.
You told us September 1st.
Yeah.
You know how I know?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Because Robin wrote it on the calendar.
Well, of course, that's how you know, yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. The cobwebs in the mind.
All right, so let's
Or the cobwebs of the mind.
move those cobwebs aside.
Is it cobwebs or cobwebs?
I'm just going to tell you the name of a comic strip, and you tell me anything you want.
Okay.
All right? Beetle Bailey.
That's Army, right? And Beetle Bailey's
Beetle
Army.
Bailey's in the Army. Yeah.
You never see his eyes.
Right. You never see
You
his
never
eyes.
see his eyes.
Right.
So that's one less thing. So you never know where he's looking.
Mm-hmm.
If his head's right or left, you're presuming he's looking right or left, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing about Beetle Bailey I liked about him, he drove the sergeant crazy with the squeaky chair.
That was it. It was the relationship between the enlisted man and the
Sergeant.
Yeah.
In that case.
Yeah.
And I did
The
learn.
officer.
Officer.
After the years, it was revealed that he was the brother to Lois of High and Lois.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because and High and Lois had a son that looked like Beetle. You couldn't see his eyes, and he always had the baseball cap on with the hair.
Same artist? Was it the same artist?
I think so. Yeah.
I wonder. Okay.
Yeah.
Did comic strips were usually drawn and written by the same person, right?
Yes.
Yes.
They didn't usually have a collaborative thing
No.
on.
No.
Okay.
And if you look at a comic strip, you'll see the second to last frame or the last frame has the date on it. And that's the date it was supposed to
You
run
must
in the
have-
newspaper.
That tells me you wanted to do this for a living at one time. You considered it.
No, that tells you that I knew an artist from a comic strip.
Who?
Oh.
Who'd you know?
Who'd you know?
I can't think of his name.
What did he do?
Oren. And
What was his comic strip? Was it one we would know?
no.
Okay.
No, but he had a friend that did a major one, and I can't think of it. I used to have the book. I returned it to him finally of some of the original art from one of the.
I did.
Oh, my.
I did one for the Denellen Press.
Did you?
I did.
Was it Dead Dog?
No, it was Ruby Rod.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, Hagar the Horrible. Do you remember Hagar the Horrible?
The name I do.
That started in 1973, so that's actually
He was the Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the Viking. He was pretty much fun.
All right, BC. You know BC.
Oh, BC.
Yeah, that started in
That's before cereal.
1958.
Yeah. I like those two little guys. They were ahead of their time, I think.
Mhm.
Do you remember Garfield?
Oh, and him and his lasagna. A cat
Yeah.
that loves lasagna.
Yeah, he was pretty profound, I thought.
Uh,
He always tried to
Profound.
be one up on Odie and John.
And he was lazy. Well, he was a cat.
Yeah. he
do
was.
you remember Little Annie Fanny?
Ooh, that one I don't remember. Do you?
Yeah, I can't talk about that.
Oh, come.
Oh.
Little Annie Fanny.
Little Annie Fanny.
Do you remember that one?
I think so. Wasn't that the one that was in Playboy?
No, I never read that.
No.
Oh, no? Okay.
Maybe. Oh, now you.
Okay.
Never mind. I won't look it
Well,
up.
it's one of the top.
Visions.
It's one of the top 25 most remembered.
Little Annie Fanny.
Most remembered.
Yes, yes, you're right. Playboy. That's right.
Let me look it up.
Cha-ching. Oh no. Yeah, she wasn't little either, though.
I bet not. I bet she was hugely endowed.
Well, she would never
She
sink.
looked
I'll put
great.
it that way.
Find pictures.
She would never. She could always swim.
Oh yeah, I remember Little Annie Fanny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there she is.
Yeah.
Picture Robin.
Oh, there she is. Yeah.
Larry, pay attention. We're doing a radio show here. Get off that. Read the article later.
It's a comic book.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Playboy.
Dick Tracy. We all remember.
Oh, well, Dick Tracy. Yes.
That
And
was-
all the characters.
Oh yeah, Prune Face.
Prune face, yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
So if Dick Tracy is still being published,
Who's writing it? Who's drawing it?
well, no, not that.
Oh.
My question is about the wristwatch.
The wristwatch. The wristwatch. is-
That wouldn't be such a special thing anymore because people can talk on their wristwatches now.
Yeah.
It came
He used
to
to.
be.
Yeah.
So they finally got up to the times of him from 1930s.
That's right. He was ahead of his
Oh
time.
my gosh! Robin was ahead of her time yesterday.
You really were? You went someplace on time or something?
We went.
I know. Can you believe it?
Her birthday is next month, so she got
Yes.
her license renewed, and she needed her birth certificate.
Yes,
And
I
it
did.
does not. It does not mention her gender.
Nope.
So I said, "Well, that's
1954.
perfect for 2018. We don't
That's
care
right.
about genders anymore."
Yeah, there was no
That's
gender on
no
there.
gender.
I got to tell you something.
No.
Let me tell you something.
That's like saying, go ahead.
At the traffic light, there was a woman in the car next to me, and I saw her like primping her face.
I wasn't with him.
Wiping off her lipstick, and
Wiping it off.
yes, and then she pulled off her hair, all this blonde hair.
How was that again?
Yeah.
Pulled off her?
Yes.
I'm rubbing off on you.
Pulled off her blonde wig.
And
She had Betty Rubble hair underneath, dark Betty Rubble hair.
Okay.
And then now she's brushing it, and then I see her do this. Pull off the sound effects.
Yeah.
Pull off the eyelashes. And then I'm thinking, wow, it looks like a different lady now.
She was a hooker. Had to be.
That's
right?
what Robin says. I don't know.
Right?
She could have been an actress.
Yeah, she could have just finished doing a commercial somewhere. You know, we are up, there are a lot of videographers here now. She could have just finished, or she might have been working on one of these salons or something. She's done work. She's going home.
Yeah, but that's sneaky when you take stuff off in your car.
Well, maybe she was going to finally meet her boyfriend.
No. She had to have been a hooker.
She had to be a hooker?
She had to have been a hooker.
I think she's going to
blonde
meet
wig
a boyfriend.
And everything. No, I think she was a hooker. Because you don't, if you're doing something legitimately, you're not changing your clothes in the car. You're changing
but she had an appointment. She had to be there on time. So she didn't have time to go home. Whoever you are, come and visit us here. Let us know.
Yeah, she had to be. I can't wait to see. Where were you in your car?
Right near on 200, not too far from the Walgreens.
Okay, what time was that?
How many Walgreens are on 200?
Every day?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to camp out there.
That's on Pine?
No, 200 right here.
200. 200.
Oh, okay.
Going that way.
Towards the airport.
Towards 60th Avenue.
Yeah.
Towards 60th. That's going west.
Okay, and what time was that?
Right next to that
going west.
That car wash, right near the car wash.
Oh, okay.
New car wash.
And what time was that?
Where we went to the bank, and then we went to there.
And then you brought me to my car. So then that would be about 4. Okay, so about 4 o'clock, I'm going to have to be in that area then to see.
Yeah, she can go incognito, and they would not know. Won't look at her twice because she's a woman.
Yeah, it's probably a habit.
Go, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I think she was a hooker.
Okay. You want to get back to the comic strips?
I thought we were talking about fishing there for a while. Go ahead.
Mother Goose and Grimm. You remember that one?
No.
I do. Yeah.
Sorry. Next.
Yeah.
Next.
I don't know.
Grimm was her dog.
Okay.
Tom the Dancing Bug is number 12 on the list.
No, I smashed that one. I don't know that one.
I don't know that one. Do you know that one?
No.
If I knew it, I'd tell you.
Pogo's on the list.
I've heard of Pogo.
Oh, I remember.
I might have seen it, but I don't remember it.
He was sophisticated.
I used to draw comics when I was in the Navy.
Nancy. Do you remember Nancy and Sluggo?
Oh, yeah. And Fritzy. She had great legs. That's all you saw of Aunt Fritzy was the legs.
Had great legs. Do you remember?
And her skirt.
What do we have, about 35 seconds?
You have 30 seconds right now.
Now. Perfect timing. Okay. This has been interesting. She may have a sip of coffee here. Hey, thank you, gang, for stopping in at Midday with Joe. And of course, I thank you for all stopping in every day with AM Ocala Live and Larry and Robin. And this is, of course, WOCA Ocala. We love you all for stopping in and enjoying some real radio, live radio. So stop by again tomorrow. We'll be here. WOCA Ocala.
Midday with Joe.
Fox News Radio. I'm Chris Foster.
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T.
Aretha Franklin, considered by some admirers to be the best singer who ever lived, died today at her home in Detroit. She was 76 and had pancreatic cancer. Aretha had 20 songs hit number 1 on the R&B chart. She won 18 Grammy Awards and was the first woman inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. President Trump is again attacking the press as some members of the press defend their work.
The president tweeting the fake news media is the opposition party. It is very bad for our great country, but we are winning. The tweet coming the same day. More than 300 newspapers across the country, large and small, are running editorials that promote press freedom. The editorials are aimed at countering President Trump's attacks on the media.
Fox's John